We needed a box, right? The Topeka City Council meeting will come to order. This is a special meeting of the council called for the purpose of a public hearing and ordinance establishing the Wheatfield Redevelopment TIF District. If the clerk would call the roll.
Council members Hiller? Here. Claire? Here. Ortiz? Here. Emerson? De La Isla? Jensen?
Present.
Schwartz? Here. Cohen?
Here.
Harmon? Here. Mayor Wolgast.
Here. And then if the clerk would, we have one action item, if the clerk would read.
A is a public hearing to consider the advisability of establishing a redevelopment district at Southwest 29th Street and Fairlawn Road. An ordinance introduced by interim city manager Doug Gerber establishing a redevelopment district within the city pursuant to KSA 12-1770 et seq. And repealing ordinance number 20043.
Thank you. Mr. Interim City Manager, if you would want to introduce for us.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight. As we talked about in late May when we set this public hearing date, tonight we are just asking you to do something you've already done. We had you and the governing body considered an action to set this district previously in late December. The body voted to approve that. Subsequent to that, we realized that not all the property owners in the area were properly noticed, and that's a requirement not only of the statutes, but just from a good government perspective, and so we wanted to go back through the process. And so we're asking you to reconsider the TIF district again. Just as a friendly reminder, this is a potential development of about 13 acres on the northwest corner of 29th and Fairlawn. As another reminder, this TIF district would be a pay-as-you-go, and as you all know, a pay-as-you-go means that the city would bear none of the financial responsibility for this district. All of the financial responsibility would be on the developer for taking care of any costs associated with the district. The city would just be the administrator of the TIF district itself. Since you've set your public hearing, all property owners have been properly noticed. One property owner has worked extensively with our city attorney's office as well as the developer and asked that their property be pulled from the TIF district. And so in the ordinance that we're proposing you adopt tonight, that property is pulled out of the district at the request of the developer. So the map that's up on the screen right now, you can see in the basically the right middle on the east side of Fairlawn, there's a little piece pulled out of there that would be the Bezagels building, essentially. That's pulled out of the development.
Okay.
So I would note that we do have folks representing the developer tonight if there's any specific questions, and otherwise I would stand for questions myself.
Are there any questions on the proposal, on the discussion? Councilman Hiller.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to double check, aside from the exception that you just mentioned, whether anything else has changed in the plans for the redevelopment since we last met?
Councilwoman, the purpose tonight is the proposed TIF district. So in terms of the district boundaries, the only thing that has changed is that property being pulled out.
There had been, if I may proceed, just some questions, and I wanted to affirm that the only reason to include the properties on the east side of Fairlawn was in case there was utility work. There wasn't a proposal at that point to redevelop any of those properties.
Councilwoman, there is no proposal at this time to do any redevelopment with those properties. Those are independently owned and not owned by the developer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, we will then open this for a public hearing. If there is anyone present who wishes to speak on this issue, on the establishing of the TIF district, you have the opportunity to do so at this time. If anyone wishes to speak, please come forward. Seeing none, we declare the public hearing closed. Council, then you have before us the proposal. Councilwoman Schwartz.
I would move to adopt the resolution.
Okay, it's been moved to adopt. It is an ordinance as proposed. Councilman Deputy Mayor Cohen.
I'll second
I'll second, and you share the district on 29th Street, north and south side of the street. All right. Any discussion? All those in favor vote yes, opposed vote no. Eight having voted yes, the ordinance is approved as proposed. Thank you all for attending, and you have the opportunity, but apparently your work is fine, so you don't have to, yeah, you can, okay. Well, there, yes, Councilwoman Hiller.
Since you're here, thank you again for donating the land for the trail. Most of us have been out this weekend. It's wonderful. It's a blessing for us and certainly should be an asset to your development.
Well, and it was a great event Friday, to the ribbon cutting. It was fantastic.
I was unable to attend, but the video that was on social media was
It's there. Good crowd, great crowd. Okay, council, there being no further business before the body, we are adjourned.
That was a whopping 6 minutes.